everybody. I'm here to show you how you can use your military experience and crush it on the civilian side. There we go. Hell yeah. There we go. Okay. I don't know why I keep doing these at night. I feel like just doing the swing shift podcast, I have a little more time than the chaos during the day. And, most of my career has been working at night. So I think I do better at doing all my work, focusing on my work at nighttime. And I try to do the stuff during the day. I thought I wouldn't get tired, but I still get tired. So I get a little bit worn out making these videos. As not that it's boring or nothing. It's just I don't know too much brain power going into this. So I try to what I'm going to do is just have fun with it and just let it go, let it rip. All right. So all right. Um, I've been wanting to build a foundation for a military maintenance transition program because a part of or the major part that I enjoy doing is connecting you guys to awesome maintainers. And then in my journey in my little journey that I've gone to so far is talking to clients. I just met with another client yesterday and talking to several of them throughout the state of Texas and Arizona, and just how much they enjoy. It's such a relief to talk to or bring on military members on their team. Not because there's financial benefits to it. What I mean, it does. There is a lot of financial benefits, not just from the government, tax cuts. However, there is benefits to just getting things done a lot faster. You know, molding them in a way to fit your culture, or molding them to a lot of it is just plug and play. You don't need a lot of motivation for them to get going, and they learn pretty quick, as a lot of things are similar. Of course, systems and different avionic packages do it's a learning curve. However, they pick it up fast and they get going fast. And a lot of it is the mindset of getting stuff done until the job is done, and that's what they're used to. They're used to I guess in a way salary work, because um, they're gonna try to get as much work done as they can within the hour or within this certain task. And I've seen it too many times where um, maybe in some unions, using jobs that I've experienced, was you're not going to do a certain task because you're going to take away somebody else's job. We're just trying to get it done. So there's a few companies out there that I know of, that I spoke with, that they don't care. They don't give a crap about that kind of stuff. Every minute matters. How much money can you make me in an hour? That type of stuff. So to me, that's kind of motivating. And of course, you got to do things right. So as in aviation, you are responsible for safety, and your life is in people's hands. Or I'm sorry, your their lives is in your hands. So my biggest thing is showing you how you can leverage your military experience to secure a high-paying aviation maintenance career. And there's a lot of it. There's places you never thought that will pay quite a bit, and that goes from manufacturing to regional airlines to, working on the celebrities' aircraft to just, working in a hangar on a piston engine. And these guys are love to hire veterans. Plus, they know they can't get away with paying $21 an hour, or low 20s. Like they know that there's a shortage, and I want to connect you to these businesses and family oriented, team oriented maintenance teams where they're gonna value your military service. And some of these guys that I talk to, they want to work with military members. You guys are you're hot in the talent pool that they want to work with and bring you guys on board. So if anybody tells you otherwise, they're full of crap, basically. All right, but here's the problem. ATEC is a Aviation Technical Education Council, so they work with a lot of schools. And part of their research they did was that fewer than 10% of seasoned veterans are moving into these mechanic roles, going from working on the flight line in the military to working on the flight line on the civilian side. And that's not a lot. And, there's definitely not a lot, with AMPs. I was talking to this guy, and he was saying that it's surprising how there's not a lot of AMPs in the military. And and we was talking about this number here. It's like fewer than 10%. I think this is the second year in a row that they got 10%, but other years it was single digits. So what I want to do is grow the awareness, grow uh, the resources for transitioning veterans or veterans in general to capture these jobs that pay really well. And yeah, I get it. In the past, that wasn't the case, but now these companies cannot get away with that kind of stuff. You guys are a hot commodity, and they're gonna have to pay up for that kind of quality stuff, or if not, they're gonna start losing them. And there's companies out there, even though they're small, they're looking to grow quite a bit. So this is a group of guys that I've worked with that Frontier just came out of nowhere, and they are wanting to build a base of military veterans. And there's a strong military veterans with these guys, and paying pretty well. So this is a medium-sized business where you still can meet a lot of your leadership in one building, and compared to, say, this big organization of the military where you don't see your commander all the time, you don't see your your officers every day. Those things are rare. So, but there's businesses where you can meet with the CEO and or have one-on-ones with him quite frequently, right? Or he's in there turning a wrench with you. So depending on the size, it is possible. And they want to grow that business pretty big to scale. So there's maintenance teams like that, and take care of the guys. So if you can see here, technicians, and North America, 134,000 is what they're demanding. And it's because there's so many people retiring. Average age is 59, so these guys are almost on their way out. So right now is you should get into good. One of the advices that I got, somebody who working in these small teams can easily level up, get into a role where they're in a role of leadership and work with a small team, so they can use that experience and take it somewhere else at a bigger company and get that experience. So there's that. There's also, you can go straight working for a corporation, but the which is still good if you want to work for those type of guys, but just It's gonna be hard to stand out with those guys. All right. And then of course, you know, we got free resources here for you to take on, watch our videos. There's free study guides on there so you can crush it and get your A&P if you haven't gotten it there. You get your A&P before you get out. At the very least, get your 8610-2, and let's jump on a call. DM me, and let's find a time to figure out your best course of action, so that way you can started getting your A&Ps. And let's do the same thing for your transition. Let's talk about where you want to move, where you want to live. Let's talk about what kind of job you want. You want to say in helicopters, heavies, traveling, or if you just want to chill, be with your entire family in your hometown, and taking care of your kids and stuff like that, being home at the same time, and minimal time on the weekends. So it's those jobs are out there and they pay pretty well. So I can definitely hook you up, guys, and hook you up with your A&P. I can't give it to you, but I can definitely get you assistance on passing this stuff, on the exams. All right, so hit me up. If please follow, share this with your group, your communities, and to make sure everybody gets this opportunity to take their A&P. And if they can't make it to somewhere, this is for those guys, and we can definitely help out with that. Again, this is Joe. I'm trying to help several transition veterans into getting their A&P and ultimately get into the aviation world, where they can make a huge impact and make a difference into this industry. And I would say get into the A&P course. If you don't have one, get that. That's gonna open up so many doors. So and if you want some one-on-ones, just DM me. We can schedule that too. Okay. Every Tuesday at 1:00, I am doing Q&A, question and answers. You can ask me anything. If not, I'm just gonna be doing a webinar. And I appreciate your time here, and see you tomorrow.